We're here overlooking the river that flows around the back of Whangamata, which is a beautiful spot on the Coromandel in New Zealand for our American, Australian and UK subscribers and you Kiwis. If you don't recognise the spot, you need to get out on your bikes or your cars or whatever you're doing. Start enjoying a bit more of your life and seeing places like this. So you can see a beautiful stand. It's a mix of New Zealand native bush and cocoteers and pines across the river there, and beautiful little hillock, and probably can't see them, but just down behind me there's some mangroves, beautiful mangroves, a lot of New Zealand bird life in there. Anyway, look, let's just get on with this edition. Just before I got here, I was just riding through the windies, and us motorcyclists love a bit of windy, through the windies on the way here to Whangamata, and I was thinking about the times when I've had a near miss, and also the times when I actually did fall off. One time in particular, I had my 13-year-old son at the time on the back, and we hit a bit of black ice near Murchison in the South Island, if you don't know where that is, and down the road we went. Well, I got thinking about that just before when I was on my way here, and thinking about how running a small to medium business in New Zealand and probably all over, well, definitely all over the world, is like riding a motorbike. If you don't pay attention, just for a split second, it's not hard and you're off the rails. And we all know what that's like. It hurts. And one of the things that you've got to pay attention to is this jolly habit that designers seem to be having now with your websites all over the world. Designers are persuading unsuspecting people like you, and in the old days me, to run short headlines in their websites. Now, that makes sense to them, it does anyway, and so what I want to talk about today is why a long headline is important. Now, why are long headlines important? Well, here's probably the best example I can give you. You decide you want to buy a lawnmower. And anyway, you head down to the mower shop with your good lady, and you're going to buy a mower, and the mower salesman is standing there, and there's a nice mower propped up on one of those, the pretending grass things they use. It's all over the box, and here's this mower looking all bright and shiny, about the only time it ever is going to. But it's there and looking bright and shiny, and you say to the salesman, son, what can you tell me about this mower? And he looks you in the eye. You tell he's pretty serious about this, and he says, sir, lawnmower sale. Now that's kind of like a short headline, really. He hasn't said much, but he thinks that he's going to get your attention because he's said what's the most important. Well, you know what? You're starting to worry about that lawnmower salesman about now, aren't you? If he doesn't start saying a bit more and give you a bit more detail shortly, well, you're going to be gone. But how about if he approached it this way? So let's have the conversation again. Son, tell me, why should I buy this mower? And he says, well, sir, I can't tell you that. I don't actually know if you should buy this mower, because first I've got some questions for you. How big, sir, is your lawn? And when you've answered that, he's going to say to you, and while we're on how big, is it your sons who mow the lawn, or is it you? Now, you know what? You're starting to get interested about this mower in spite of yourself, aren't you? Because this guy is asking questions that shows that he's interested in you. Now, I'm going to give you another example. We might as well use lawnmower while we're at it. Here is a headline that starts, well, I'll ask you a question, you viewers. How many of you have sons who don't like mowing the lawns? Now, some of you said to yourself, well, I haven't got sons, and others said my sons are too young, and others, my sons are gone, and quite a number of you have got blooming sons and they don't like mowing the lawns, and it's a constant dilemma for me, because I had to mow them when I was a young fella. So, you know what, that was the beginning of my headline. It was a question, it was an appeal to your self-interest, and it made you have a little conversation with yourself. Now here's the rest of the headline. So it starts like this. How many of you have sons who don't like mowing the lawns? Appeal. This new lawnmower, reticular activating device, and if you look elsewhere on this website at Holloway's, you'll see a great deal about reticular activating devices, but just take it for now that lawnmower is a reticular activating device and you need it in your headline. So how many of you have sons who don't like mowing the lawn? Appeal. This new lawnmower, reticular activating device, is so easy to start, second appeal, that even your sons will complain less, third appeal. Now I think you can see that is a long headline, and it's going to work, isn't it? Because it's got more information. So next time that designer says to you, no, we want less words because less is more, turn them around and head them at the north and kick them right up that backside of theirs, because they are stealing your money. You need long headlines on your website, and if you want more information about that, look elsewhere on the site and you'll see that we've gone into a lot of detail about that.